Hi, I'm Danny Butler. That's the Electric Motion EPURE RACE 2022, and this is another bike review on Trial Tube. Now, the reason why I'm so small is nothing to do with the fact that this bike has had small changes, because it hasn't. I just thought it was a funny shot. This bike has had so many changes from the 2021 model to the 2022 model, it's basically another bike. So let's talk about these changes. Now, Electric Motion have been developing this bike as hard as possible. Gail Chatagneau, if you don't know who that is, it's the current E-Trial World Trials champion. I say trials enough times then. That guy was able to basically put this bike on the top step at not only the World E-Trial Championship, but also some of the motorised competitions as well. I'm not going to lie, he's been winning comps, well, faster than the British have cups of tea.
We go over to Liz's place, pole up, have a cup of tea, and wait for all this to blow over.
Now, I thought it prevalent to possibly run through a few of the new parts. So let's just talk about the obvious ones. There's some new blue CNC fork clamps, new lightened swing arm, frame protection stickers, and that is all the things that every other brand does when they change year to bike. But Electric Motion have also fitted new front forks, a new R16V factory 3-way rear shock. That's right, they've got rid of that old one, which was, it was okay, but it wasn't that good. New Galfa FIM discs, new LED light, new design overall of the bike, new steering stops, new brake hoe guys, new charger, which isn't in this shot, but it's very posh. And then it also has...
Now, get ready for the boom!
And then it also has 6 maps! 6 maps! I mean, the AA didn't bring out that many maps. If you don't know who the AA are, they're a recovery service here in the UK. There's 3 standard maps, 3 race, and 2 including, that's right, tick over. Electric bike with tick over. New main command switch, new settings, mapping, new battery software, and the battery's now in like a CNC billet case. Basically, it's fit. Now this one in particular has, we've moved a couple of bits around and we've moved the mapping switch, but obviously you can see that's a brand new one. So if I turn the bike on right now, there she goes. Obviously the usual cycle. Now I have actually got the tick over switch turned on. So as I cycle the modes, we're going to go from green over to blue, and you can hear the tick over actually turn on. And then if you go to red, well, it really is, well, what can I say? She's ready for action. And then you just pull the lanyard and it's back in neutral. Just like the old one. So it also comes with this little thing on top called the PRBR, which is to do with regenerative braking. Basically, you pull this and it sends the charge from, well, rolling down a hill back to your battery and gives sort of like an engine braking feel. But I don't really know how ergonomic it is to go from the clutch to the PRBR, back to the C, some C fingering, back to the PRBR fingering, back to the C fingering. This is ridiculous. We've come up Hawk's Nest today because the weather's been rubbish, and it still might be rubbish in a minute, and I might have to come back on another day to actually film this. But I wanted to come today because we're going to do 3 tests. The first is going to be a technical test over the rocks, which we've got a section that we do on the Sherco. The second one is going to be down in the water, and here it comes. And the third is going to be on the hills, in the mud. Now, last year, I gave quite a good review on the 2021 E-Motion EPURE RACE.
No.
Still way too long of a name. Think of something better. But this time around, I have got a good feeling about all the hard work that they've put in. I am going to try and use their PRBR. Couldn't resist.
No.
And yeah, I'm going to try and use all of that. So let's get cracking.
Okay, let's party.
Put the world's coolest lanyard on. This is the only lanyard that lights up. I feel like that's a cool thing. Bit Tony Stark, innit? Here we are. Fire her up. A very dramatic kickstart noise there. Tick over. On. Before we do this, let's just admire how good looking I think it is, because whoever's drawn this bike has put a bit of thought into this. They haven't just said, oh, let's make a bike and make it futuristic. They've actually made it look futuristic. Nice. First things first, rock section. Oh, by the way, the bike actually feels after the first 10 minutes a lot more solid than the last version. So if you've got a 2021 version, sorry. If you got a 2022 version, it's great success. I just looked for the gear stick then. I hope we got that on camera.
No.
Right, blue mode. 250 version. The upgraded suspension, for a start, feels a lot better. The bike's reaction is a lot more positive. Five. I'll do that again. Right. We'll try this again, because my first one was rubbish and I wanted to be honest and show you that, you know, this is trials, it doesn't go right all the time. And I'm freezing because I'm in North Staffordshire and we've had snow, so it's cold. Right, excuses out of the way. Here we go. Well, you can hear that tick over working. Like I say, it feels a lot more planted. It's very solid, well balanced. I usually like my bars a bit further back. Never mind. Right, here we go. Up that first double step, round the corner. I actually think that the ground clearance might have improved a tiny bit on the new bike. Oh, much smoother there coming down. So you've got to remember, this isn't the easiest section in the world I'm doing. Probably be a medium level expert section at a club trial. So your clubman expert could ride this bike easily. I know it's weird hearing this and not brum brum, but you know, that's the way it goes, it's electric. So here we go. Bit of a double step climb, making our way to the top. It's freezing. So here we go, dropping off the rock. Nice and steady. Really throwing them out to the front wheel there. You know, if you want a bike test, just loan me a bike. It's probably the best way for you to probably get the honest truth. So, obviously we always make sure that we put the bikes through their paces. Nice big drop off, nice big climb. The battery use is impressive. It's a very cold day. We know what that means for batteries. If you don't, do some reading. Here we go. Suspension feels so much better. I keep saying that, but it's true. Here we go. Up the next bit. Why am I revving it? Just clear it out? Oh yeah, it's definitely gonna work better now. What am I doing?
No.
Not bad. It's a slippy day, but she's still on. Easy work. Lovely job.
I want a lanyard that lights up.
Me too. Ain't it the coolest thing ever?
Yeah, can they give us some?
Alright. Why don't any other brand do that?
Is that just an emotion?
Maybe. I feel like I might put it on my Vertigo.
That's what I mean.
So up on top of the rock, we're going to wheelie off the drop off, climb the very sandy, shaly climb, up the next big rock step, and all the way to the top. Little test of power, drive, traction, suspension. So setting ourselves up, probably only getting my shoulder in shot right now, but there we go.
No.
Woo! Up the sand. Oh yes! She's a beast! Round the corner. And shall we test the PRBR? A little bit of PRBR here. Swap into the other lever. Oh, that is a weird sensation. For anybody wondering, yes, I am braking and charging the battery. That's so weird. I was doing like a little finger dance, but it works really well. I wanted to kind of like give it grief for being a bit odd, but it works really well. Right, rock test. I felt like, even in the 250 mode, it wasn't lacking in power, but it did feel like I could have needed a bit more, but I'm not in the top mode. I think if I do the same climb in the top mode, we'll see the difference. So here we go. Put the lime in the coconut and find the red light. There we go. So here we go, we're in the red mode, the top mode. I feel like I landed before and the bike went a little bit dead, but in the top mode, I'm sure she's gonna have plenty of poke. Let's see. Jeez. No clutch right now. Oh my goodness, plenty of drive and plenty of grip. The difference is with an electric bike, the grip comes in smoothly. It doesn't spin out as easy. I also feel like the bike's gained a little bit of ground clearance. I don't know if that is true or not, but maybe it's just because the bike's now sitting a little bit better due to some better suspension. Right, we had a clean in the rocks. I did have to work, you can hear it. It is cold, but you can hear that I'm sort of a little bit panty, but you know what? I'm not enjoying it. I quite like it. This isn't a toy. This review, I want people to understand that the Electric Motion EPURE Race is not a toy. Is it the future? Don't know. Bit more for a bit more. Let's go, like changing gear, yeah? YouTube 101, set up camera, run back down to bike, get on bike. Jesus Christ. Now, you're not going to believe this, but I've come down to somewhere where there's a lot of water and the ground is disgusting, okay? It's super wet. I'm going to set a section very similar to the one I did on the Vertigo. Third gear, down the hill, onto the rock. I've dragged some mud on here now, obviously, through previous goes. Driving up the hill. If you haven't seen our Vertigo review, then top right hand side, because honestly, you should watch it. It's a great review. It's not this wet when I did it, just like the last Emotion review I did wasn't in these conditions, but I've come out today on purpose to make sure that we can try this bike in what can only be described as a torrent of water and really wet hill climbs. So I'm going to get myself down there with the Electric Motion and hopefully get amongst that torrent. This looks like an 80s world round. So first things first, into the section, down this very muddy downhill, plenty of roots as well. Same way in and same way out. A little bit of a clearance issue just then, but it is steep. And down we go. So down through all this really, really loose mud. I did catch a little bit there off that first step, but the suspension has settled a bit now. It's front sliding front wheel and back wheel. So I'm actually using just the PRBR now for that engine braking feel. As we come down there, look, it's really doing a grand old job. Bit difficult to swap back to the clutch though, but it does work. So into that deep water, the lift, up the rock step, back in the water. I mean, who doesn't love those old school style turns in and out of the water? Around we go, big body. Oh, nice and steady that one. Big rev on, sitting back. Come on, Formula E. Come on. He's working it. He's making it. Right, so here we go. This is going to be all deep water, up and down. There's a fallen tree just down there that I got stuck on a minute ago, but this is deep, and I mean deep. So let's get in deep. This is British Trials. Woo! He's deep. Keeping the front end light. Oh, it's a fight, and he's winning. The 2022 Electric Motion. It's obviously been a little further developed. You can tell that in the ride style. And this bike, it's like the old one, just so much better. So much better. I would have liked to have said how lots of bits didn't work and how it got stuck in the water, how it lost power because it got wet. But none of that happened. It's been solid. And seeing as these bikes actually come from a place called Inch Perfect, which is in Lancashire, they've got just as much water as this. I'm impressed. Thank you for watching Trial Tube. Few notes. I've still got 40% in the battery. It's going dark. And as you can see, we have definitely put the bike through its paces today. I am fully soaked through, so I hope you appreciate it by liking and subscribing. And honestly, It's just a better version of its former self. What else can I say? As always, thank you for watching Trial Tube. I'll see you again. But until next time, I've got 40% left. It's not dark yet, and the missus has no idea where I am.
Aye.